resilience today, right? We're wrapping it up. No. I know, right? It was good, wasn't it? It was a good series. Thank you. I like hearing that. But I have one really big question to ask. Who knows what I'm going to ask?
What is resilience?
No.
So, wait, are we going to keep this?
What do those words say up there?
Never give up!
What are you going to ask? No, I'm so
Are
sorry.
they going to keep that intro thing about...
Nah, now we're changing it to a new one next week. I know, like a... Alright, anyways. What is resilience? Valerie, you got it right. What is resilience? Who can tell me? All the hands are going up. I love this. Okay, Nyla, yeah. That was a perfect definition. Yes, bouncing back when you're struggling with something. It's the ability to bounce back and grow stronger after we have struggled. Everyone say struggled? Struggled. Failed? Failed. Or faced hard stuff. In our life. That's resilience. It's the ability to bounce back, right? Cornelius preached an amazing lesson last week. Didn't she do a great job, guys? Yes. Amazing job, right? And she taught us about how we should not give up on other people, right? We should learn to depend on other people, right? And the truth is, we're all going to face hard times. We're all going to face setbacks. It's something that we're all going to want to deal with. And a lot of us are going to have those moments where we just want to give up. We just want to stay down. You know, it's like you kind of get like knocked down. And you're like, oh, and you like, I want to put the floor so comfortable. Like up there hurts. It's like you want to stay down. You don't want to get back up, right? But resilience is something that we all need. Resilience is something that I needed to in my life. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When I was around your age, I had a really hard time making friends. A really hard time. I'd always be very awkward with people. I was actually even in tweens, and I had a hard time making connections while I was a tween. And this isn't because the people were mean. The people were really, really nice to me. But it was hard to build that kind of connection with them for some reason. It was really hard for me to build some real friendships. I was too shy. I felt like a misfit. And I was always overthinking everything while I was hanging out with people, so I could never really focus on just being their friend. And I noticed that. I always went to camps, and even whenever I went to those camps, I'd always like have no group to hang out with, because I just kind of like wander around. And it was something that I kind of wanted to give up on, that ability to make friends. It was something that I needed to work on. And I don't know about you guys. Maybe you guys have that same story. Maybe that's an area or a setback in your life. Maybe you guys have a completely different setback in your life that you guys are facing right now. But regardless of what it is, I know what it feels like to all of us want to give up on that thing, right? When we have that hard subject in school that we keep on failing at no matter how hard we study. Is that anyone? Yeah? Yeah, I see some hands right there. When we have to fight against anxiety or just that feeling of sadness that doesn't go away in our life. Maybe a parent's facing divorce. Maybe someone got cut from the sports team. A friend group fell apart. Maybe someone's sick. Maybe you guys are facing heartbreak, disappointment. There are all these different kinds of things, different kinds of pains that we can experience that make us want to give up. And I get it. I know you guys feel. And you know what's crazy? We actually live in a culture that's so high speed. Do you guys know what dial-up connection is? Dial-up connection. No? You know what that is? You guys know the Wi-Fi you guys use, like the internet? They used to have to like connect, it was like connected to the phone. So you had to call up the phone, and like I remember when I was in Dallas, like we couldn't use the Wi-Fi, like the actual computer, like the internet. We couldn't connect to it if someone was on the phone. Yeah, like it was like really inconvenient. Yeah, like it was pretty bad. And the internet wasn't that fast. But like nowadays, we're like in this new high-tech generation, right? So like everything's so high speed, it's so quick, this and that. Like if my video takes too long to load on my phone, I'll just, like with the Wi-Fi, I'll just switch to my data, my LTE, and it'll just load it up for me, you know? Yeah, data. How do you say it? Did I say data?
I say data.
That's a sermon for a whole other day. I'm gonna preach about everyone who says that wrong is a sinner. I'm joking.
But
hear me out. Even at, like when I was at Starbucks yesterday, it was taking too long to load, like the video, and I was like, man, like you know what? I started using my own data. I was so frustrated with it, right? And this generation, we're very blessed with the high-speed stuff that we have, the convenience. If you want to order food, yeah, we can just order it online, Uber Eats. You know, like we don't have to get up and do any hard work for those things. It's just handed to us, right? And it's a blessing, but it kind of also spoiled us a bit, if we're being honest. Yeah, trust me, because the world tells us,
sometimes it makes us lazy.
Way too lazy. Y'all know why? And this is my point right here. Thank you. The world tells us that things should be easy and convenient. It tells us, you know what? It should be easy. Life should be easy. Anything that's too hard in life, or anything that takes a while or too long, it's not worth it. Things that are worth it are the quick ones. You know, you get it quick, instantly, you're good. But the high-speed world makes us think that those moments aren't good enough, but that's a big lie. Like imagine that test you have to study for. It takes a while. It takes long. It takes a lot of hard work. Is it not worth it anymore because it's not quick and convenient? I don't know. That tough conversation about things in your life. maybe some difficult moments. My family, they love to have debates or arguments sometimes, right? About some like really like messy topics or politics and all that kind of stuff. They love to like have those kind of moments, and sometimes it gets real rattled up. I am a very like avoiding person. I avoid conflict. So the moment I notice any sort of like tension, I just get up and leave. Like I avoid it. I think it should be easy. Any setbacks or low points in our life, we always have those moments where we're like, man, is it worth it? It's so long. It takes a while, and we think it's not worth it. We should just give up on those things because it's not quick and convenient. And the dangerous thing about having that kind of mentality is when you guys think about that, you're gonna miss out on some of the best things in your life. Every important relationship you guys build will have its hard moments. The friendships, your parents, your siblings, Jesus, all those different kind of relationships that you guys have with those kind of people, those take work. It's not always going to be easy. Any hobby you guys want to be good at, that thing you guys want to get better at, it takes time and effort, right? Because if we just give up on the things that get rough, we'll miss out on some of the best moments. The satisfaction of finally passing that test, or finally graduating, or finally making the team, maybe mastering that trick. I know that there's some sort of sports players, maybe you guys finally do that catch. You guys spike the ball finally in that perfect way. You guys master that soccer technique. Maybe you guys finally beat that boss level in that video game you guys are really trying hard on. There are all these different kind of moments that if you guys put in the effort and the work, you guys don't give up. You guys get to experience it like, yes, I got it. I got through it. And you guys got stronger because of it. And that's why resilience is so important. And for those of you guys who are wondering how we can get this resilience, the final step of this, I want us to dive into the book of Romans today. All right, so everyone say Paul.
Paul.
Who remembers Paul? You know where Paul is? Yeah? You guys remember Paul? Road to Damascus, very good. He used to be a guy that used to kill Christians. He thought he was doing a good job, and then all of a sudden, very good. Do you guys remember some of the things that Paul went through? Yeah, he used to be Saul, very good. You guys remember some of those things he went through? I was listing it last week. Name some out loud. Say them out loud. Shipwrecks, yeah. Yeah, stranded. Face death, stoned. Yeah, all those different, okay, I'll give you guys a list right now. Imprisoned, whipped, faced death, lashes, beaten, stoned, shipwrecked, adrift at sea, dangers, hunger, thirst, cold. Does it sound like Paul had a pretty good life?
No.
Does it seem like because he was a follower of Jesus, he had it easy? No, it was real. He faced many setbacks, and he had the choice to either give up or be resilient. Did Paul give up though? He didn't give up. He made the choice to be resilient, but not through his own strength. And this is where we really dive in today. And I'm excited about this message because he didn't give up. He didn't keep on going through his own strength, but through strength from God. Let me show you guys what I mean. All right, this is the verse. All right, now when I do this, that's when you guys start. You guys gotta help me out here, all right? Because the first word is you guys. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. And
No.
very good. In all these
Things.
we are more than
Conquer.
through
Christ.
who loved us.
Romans chapter 8, verse 37.
Now, this is how we can see ourselves in the setbacks that we face. What does conquer mean? No, okay. Let's go with Gio. That's actually the exact definition I was looking for. To defeat something, to be victorious, to simply win. So Paul doesn't say that we're just conquerors. He didn't say we just conquered. He didn't just stop that. He said more than. Everyone say more. He said more than conquerors. So it's not just like a close game where you get the final basket. You guys ever watch that sports thing? They take the shot, the ball bounces dramatically, and then it finally goes in. You barely win it. We're like, oh, thank goodness. It's not like that. Yeah, it's not like the Kawhi shot. This is like a soccer game where we score 30 points and the other team gets 2 goals. It's a blowout. It's like they tried a little bit, but they ain't got nothing on us. They had nothing. We were more than conquerors. Everyone say more. They won. They didn't just win, they more than won. And with Jesus, we can approach every setback this way. We can approach every setback, every challenge we face with confidence that we can not just win, not only win, but we can overwhelmingly win. We can more than conquer. And the issue is, though, a lot of us don't see ourselves as more than conquerors. We look at life through a different lens, a different filter. Let me show you guys what I mean.
Hey, Dad, can I have some Pringles?
Sure.
Why do you seem so upset?
No, of course not. Of course not.
You seem sad, Doug. It's just a Pringle. You don't have to.
Oh man, it's okay.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay, thanks, Dad.
I asked him for a Pringle. That's all I asked him for a Pringle. Did he look happy?
Filter.
Did he look happy?
No.
He looked sad. Why do you look sad? No, he said it. Just say it out loud.
Filter.
He had a what? A filter.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a filter.
He had a sad filter. All right, but what if we take off this filter and see what things really look like if we change our lens, our filter?
Hey, Dad, can I have a Pringle?
Sure.
Thanks. All right, thanks, Dad. I love these. You're really good. Thanks,
Yeah,
Dad.
they're good, eh?
Thank you, Dad.
You're welcome.
He does look like me, doesn't he? So what was the difference in that video though?
He was happy.
He was happy, right?
He had a straight face. He didn't have a filter.
But even you guys notice how in the filter video I was like, what's wrong? Why don't you wanna why don't you? And he's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. What was the issue? What was it the fact that he was sad? No. Say it again. It was the filter. The filter, the lens that we looked through, the way that we looked at the situation was that this guy is sad right now, right? We had the perspective. The filter is something that we put over the screen, right? It's the way we look at life. So my dad, the first video, he wasn't really sad. We just had a perspective of him being sad because the filter, the lens that we chose to look at the situation. That's why I was like, oh, are you sure? But the second video, no filter. He was still happy to give me the Pringles. Everything seemed to change, but nothing changed in what he was saying. The way that we look at lives, a lot of us in our life, we have a hard time getting over the fact that the struggles that we face are bigger than us, right? Where we think, oh man, I'm defeated, I'm a loser, I can't get through this hard time, I can't pass this test, I'll never make friends, I'll never get over this fear, I'll never get over this anxiety, I'll never get over this depression, I'll never get over these different things. I'm too weak, I'm not strong, I can't do it, I'm not good enough. We start to think these things over our lives, and we put that lens, that filter of sadness over ourselves. That's how we look at our situations. And it has control over us and how we respond to those setbacks. We feel deflated. Can I see those basketballs? You guys remember these, right? We feel deflated. So what's wrong with this one again? It had no air, right? And that's when it went down, because we looked at life through that lens. We've already chosen to stay sad and stay down. I'm too weak and all that kind of thing. But the benefit of knowing Jesus is that Jesus changes everything. If you guys know Jesus, he changes everything. He can remove the filter of our lives. He can remove those different filters, those lies. Just like, remember on that road to Damascus? For those guys who know this, and when Paul was blinded, when he got to see again, it's like scales fell off. He can remove those things, and he can change the way that we can view ourselves. He offers us a new way. We can recognize ourselves not as losers, and not as people that have to give up and aren't strong enough, but more than conquerors. Everyone say more. He said it enough times. You guys are able to push through and become stronger in those setbacks. We can gain confidence, strength, endurance, resilience through Jesus. Not by our own strength, but through Jesus. And this is really important, guys. I'm not talking about positive self-talk. I believe that is very important. That is very helpful, but that is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about biblical truths, right? That God says, that God claims over you, the way that he looks at each and every one of you. Here are some ways that he talks about you guys. He says, created in the image of God, fearfully and wonderfully made, a new creation, righteous, forgiven, blameless, holy, always able to access God's love, deeply loved, made right with God. So you were once wrong with God, but you're now made right. You're good with him. Rescued. And like I said, when you guys are deflated, when you guys aren't with that mentality of being conquered, when you're not filled with that proper filter, when you have that lens in your way, it gets in the way, right? But when you guys are filled with the resilience, when you guys are filled with knowing you can be a conqueror, when you guys face those hard times, you can bounce back. And even the harder those times are, the more resilience you build up and the stronger you are. The harder it knocks you down, the stronger you guys can get back up again. Now, for some of you guys who are dealing with struggles that feel like they're never ending, they're still going on and on and on. Maybe it's a daily thing, a daily struggle, someone's sick in your life, and it feels like it's not stopping. I'm so sorry for what you guys are going through. If that's you guys, I'm so sorry. If it feels like the struggle is never ending. And I know it might feel like it's harder to bounce back in those hard times, but I want you guys to know this verse, okay? This verse is for you guys specifically. Let's put it up there. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17.
So what does he call those troubles that we're dealing with? Those ones that feel like they're forever. He calls it what he said? Light and momentary. He says it's just for a while. In comparison to eternity, in comparison to forever, this is only a very small portion. And you don't need to conquer the setback immediately. It doesn't just take a second. It takes time, right? But it's okay. It'll become lighter over time as you continue to push through it. It's only a light and lasting moment. But in order for us to be resilient in those hard times and be more than conquerors, we just need to do one thing. Everyone say never.
Never.
I'll say it loud. Everyone say never.
Never.
Ever.
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 Put it up, Pastor Beth.
Light. Oh, sorry.
Yes, let them know.
I can't see it. Give up on yourself.
Never give up on you. Everyone say never give up on you.
Never give up on you.
That's it. Never give up on you. Not by our own strength, not by our own ability, but by God's ability through us. The strength that He wants to give us. So there are three things that we can do. Because God is still in your corner. He's not giving up on you. He's rooting for you. He doesn't just walk away like, they're a loser. He's like, come on, you can do this. You can push through. We're not giving up on you. We're here for you. So you guys should never give up on you. So three things. First thing, ask yourselves, what's happening? What is that setback that we're facing? What is it? How does it make us feel? What's worrying us? What is happening? What is going on? Second thing, what is true no matter what? When those hard times hit, remember the filter that we have, right? Is this filter the wrong filter? Is this blurring the reality of the situation? And recognize that we are more than conquerors. Everyone say more.
More.
More than conquerors. Not just conquerors. It's a blowout. We destroyed the other team. And the last thing, what can you do about it? One of the biggest things I suggest is talk about it. With your leaders, with parents, with God, a friend, anyone. But also keep standing and pushing. Keep on pushing through. Keep on getting up. Maybe memorizing Bible verses that you guys need to be reminded of who God is. Now I know these setbacks can be hard, but you guys can make it through. You guys can make it through those hard times if you guys would never give up on you. You guys are filled with the resilience, not by your own strength, but by God's. Let's say a prayer. Heavenly Father, in this time, I pray that you help us to be filled with resilience. Help us to know that you are with us, that you are strengthening us, God, and that you want to help us through those hard times. As we wrap up the talk about resilience, whatever hard time it is right now, God, I'm praying that you help these students recognize what is going on. Help them to recognize what is true no matter what, that you always love them and that you are in their corner, that you are filling them up with the strength that they need to get through their hard times, and the fact that they can push through as they talk about it, God. Bless the small groups, bless every single student here, and let us find strength and resilience in you. In Jesus' name, and everyone said?
Amen.
Amen.